This is a next-gen Cat 306 machine. It's got a 24-inch bucket on it. And it's not a bad machine. It does dig pretty good. Definitely a very twitchy machine. You can definitely tell the difference between the electric over hydraulic versus the standard on the other machine, the just regular old pilot control. Definitely tell a difference for sure. But it is a smooth digging machine. It's definitely not bad. We are getting quite a bit of roots in this. I will say that we are getting quite a bit of roots in here. Door's been clangy. This is our last day with this machine. We had it on demo here for a couple days, and this is day 2. Or actually, this is day 3 with it, actually. As I said, it's been a pretty good machine. It's not, for how much more this machine weighs, it doesn't dig like it's that much bigger than the 350 over there in the trailer. It doesn't, like, I guess the best way I can describe it is this machine definitely digs good, and if this is all you've ever had, or this is what you're used to, you're fine. Like, it definitely digs perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it per se. The only thing I don't like is how much extra it has behind it. We were digging all the way up next to this fence that you can see in front of me, and you had to basically dig off center for all of it, because the whole machine just couldn't fit here. And that's not necessarily the machine's fault that it can't fit there, but it is definitely an annoyance when you're trying to get this done, and you end up with all of this extra weight behind you and extra just space that you really can't utilize. I mean, even right here, we are dangerously close, even digging in a straight line, to hitting stuff that's feet away from us. So that is probably the biggest downside to this machine is, yes, you have all this extra weight, however, it's not like you don't know it's there. And for the weight of this machine is, I think they said this one's about 15,000 pounds the way it's sitting. And don't get me wrong, that's big for a Mini. That's a pretty large Mini. But for how heavy this machine is, I was kind of expecting a lot more. I expected it to just really dig like crazy, and I figured for the price tag that this comes out, because there's not like a little bit of difference either. I mean, we're talking in the, I'm trying to remember exactly how much they said this machine was, but I want to say it's about $110, $120. And to give you an idea, that is astronomical when you're comparing it to something like, even the 305. They're well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on how you have them set up. They're not cheap. So the fact that you're paying, well into the 6 figures for a mini excavator, and again, it's not that it digs bad, it's not that it does anything necessarily wrong, it's just, again, for what you're paying for versus the performance I'm seeing out of it, to me it's just not really worth the extra investment. And don't get me wrong, this thing has a lot of creature comforts. We'll go over the cab a little bit. It's got a nice screen. This one has a standard screen on it. It does have creature comforts. The air conditioning system works amazing. This machine is probably one of the coldest Minis I've ever been in. You can get them with like grade assist or grade control for like 2D and stuff. You can get that as well. So you have a lot of options with this machine. Like, you can spec this thing to the nines if you want. But you are going to pay for it. Like, you really are going to pay for it. You know, this machine, again, if it was completely just spec to the nines, I mean, you're talking $150,000, you know, potentially for a Mini. And to me, that's crazy. Like, that's nuts. I mean, if you're doing it all the time, great. And again, this machine is kind of an awkward size because it's not so big that you can do large scale commercial stuff with it, or even medium scale commercial stuff with it. It's just about too big to do residential. And like for us, you know, we have to fit in a lot of tight spots and a lot of small spaces, and just the extra, I mean, meat on this machine, for me, it's not really worth it. Again, it digs good, yes, but worth all the extra money it takes to make it, not in my opinion. Again, not bad, but definitely not, at least for me, for what we do. I mean, even this, don't get me wrong, again, it does dig very well. Well enough to justify it? No, at least not in my opinion. I mean, look, even this, I mean, yeah, this box isn't a perfect example, but I mean, look, we have to dig off center with this just because you can't even get any closer than where we are on the edge with this machine, because it's got so much counterweight and stuff behind it. You have to dig like a good majority of your stuff off center like this, and to me, that's just annoying. You know, I like the machine to fit. I mean, sometimes we do work in like tight malls and stuff, and you don't really have, like in this case, we have the room to do it, but there's not a lot of places that have this type of room, you know, for us to even dig off center. Sometimes you don't even have that much room. So, I mean, it really depends on what you're doing, and it really depends on the situation you're in. Again, does it dig good? Yes. I mean, clearly you can finesse this machine, but that also comes down to your operator as well. You know, if you're an owner-operator and you already have a lot of cat stuff, you'll like this machine. If you're used to how cats run, you'll like this. It definitely runs good. It definitely does the job for sure. You guys you'll see here when we hop in the Taguchi, just how different it is. This is the lowest point